LeBron James cuts the Lakers some slack. Just enough slack, but slack nonetheless. The press can't decide which way the Dodgers will go at the trade deadline, and the Clippers used to collect stars. Now they're collecting mental problems. Good morning. I'm James. This is your daily dose of sports and snark for the greatest sports city in the world, Los Angeles. This is Faithful Angelenos Morning Report. And so it is July 7, 2024. It is moving day for the Sanctum Sanctorum of LA sports. It's also Sunday, the Lord's Day. If you believe in God as I do, take a moment, thank Him for the blessings in your life, like LA sports. And if you like being in the know about LA, clickety-clack the like button, clickety-clack the subscribe button. There's a notification bell, hit that, it'll let you know when we drop new content. Sharing is caring, let people know we exist, and by all means comment. Now before we go through the news and notes, a look at the scoreboard. Will Smith tied an odd record yesterday. He homered in 4 consecutive at-bats as the Dodgers beat Milwaukee 5-3. Now to be clear, 3 of those came on Friday, the 4th in his first at-bat Saturday. Miguel Vargas, Shohei Ohtani, they also homered in the 8th to provide the margin of victory. Gotham FC 2, Angel City 1. Claire Emsley scored, but Angel City has lost 3 consecutive matches. Meanwhile today, good schedule. Milwaukee is at the Dodgers at 1. Jason Robleski makes his major league debut for LA, while Dallas Keuchel is 0-0 with a 6.75 ERA. It is Galaxy Game Day. They are hosting Minnesota at 7:30. The Galaxy opened the day 3 points behind the 2 teams atop the Western Conference. Meanwhile, speaking of the top of the Western Conference, LAFC is at Houston at 5:30. LAFC is currently tied atop that table with Real Salt Lake, and Phoenix is at the Sparks at 4. And what do you say we get to the news? Now, for all the moves that the Lakers made in the last month to make LeBron James happy, and let's not fool ourselves, these were all moves designed to make LeBron James happy, whether it was hiring J.J. Redick as coach, whether it was drafting his own son. For all of that, LeBron James at least kept them under the second apron of the salary cap. The Athletic is reporting that he will take about $3 million less than the maximum allowed in a 2-year deal to keep the Lakers under the evil second apron, which pretty much makes player movements such as trades or free agent additions damn near impossible. Okay? As a result, the Lakers will be about $1.6 million under that apron, which doesn't sound like much, but you do get some flexibility. For example, if the Lakers dump a couple of their minimum wage players, in theory, that would create enough space for a 5.2 mid-level exemption spot. The Athletic also cites league sources claiming that the Lakers are targeting Spencer Dinwiddie and Gary Trent Jr. as potential casualties to get to that 5.2 million. Basically, this is a compromise deal. James was originally reported to be okay with taking a major cut in pay if the Lakers could land a third major star. Now, knowing that that third star isn't likely to happen, you're looking at an incremental upgrade instead. So, compromise. In breaking news, sure to shock you at the very core of your being, Bronny James underwhelmed in his professional debut last night. Just 4 points against Sacramento in a summer league game. And I'm sure that's USC's fault too, right, Bronny? 2 of 9 from the field, missed both free throws. Now, to be fair, we don't do hot takes here at Faithful Angelenos. I'm not going to sit there and claim, oh, he's a bust, I knew it all along. No, but we recognize reality here on this channel. We recognize reality. The dude was a bench jockey with a heart problem for a sub 500 Trojans team. We need to heed the wisdom of Flavor Flav and don't believe the hype. Now, for their part, ESPN is all in on the hype. To which we know. I mean, duh. What does ESPN do anymore? They don't break stories, they inflate the hype. LeBron James was the lead story on their website last night. The top story. What I'm saying is that maybe instead of everybody falling for this flavor of the month, now would be a pretty good time for Bronny James instead to not clown USC, to not act like he's going to dominate, and instead be humble and work. You know, stop pretending that you're the overloadedly buff guy in the gym. You're just in the gym. You're competing with yourself to try to get better. No more hype, just work. And with any luck, you'll have a better jump shot in the near future. Every time a Lakers trade rumor dies, a Hooters girl gets her tiny little orange shorts. Much like an angel gets its wings, a Hooters girl gets to show off butt cheeks, and that makes me very happy. I bring this up because it took a few years for common sense to finally put an end to those Kyrie Irving to LA rumors. Do you remember those? Right? Almost as long of a time were rumors of DeMar DeRozan coming to the Lakers. That is a rumor that has dragged out for years. It's finally dead. Gone. They say the internet is undefeated. I see the internet taking nothing but L's whenever they talk about these wild ass, hot Laker trade rumors. DeRozan, who unlike Bronny James actually maximized his time at USC, is going to go to Sacramento in a sign and trade. So where, oh where, will the Lakers clickbait rumor mongers turn? Well, I have a few ideas, but I don't want to tempt fate, so I'm not going to share them. Because after all, those trade rumors won't come true either. The Lakers signed 3 players to 2-way contracts, Colin Castleton, Blake Hinson, and the remarkably named Armel Traore. That is a hell of a name, sir. I don't know how good of a basketball player you are, but you have a fine future in romance novels with a name like Armel Traore. Now, of the 3, Castleton appears to have kind of a shot at an NBA career. Maybe. Because he was pretty good when he played over at University of Florida. Now, last year he did play for the Lakers in 16 games. He just didn't really impress. So they're just still keeping him in the fold. And Greg St. Jean returns to LA as an assistant coach. He was an assistant coach for the Lakers before. That was back when they won the title in 2020, but it was a lot more innocent world back then, right? Lots of Laker news. When it comes to what the Dodgers, though, what they want to accomplish at the trade deadline, I don't know if it's 2 trains of thought or if they're trying to do 2 things simultaneously. It could go either way with Andrew Friedman. It really can. He doesn't always go for these big, massive moves. He will. He doesn't always do it. But when Friedman does make these big, massive moves, it's almost as if he's acting like Michael Corleone, and you just see this montage of devastating events all across the major league landscape. So on one hand, you have the bow tie guy with Fox Sports, Ken Rosenthal, saying that the Dodgers really covet starting pitching. And because of that, the other scribes, a couple from the New York Post, whatever, they keep linking the Dodgers to Chicago White Sox starter Garrett Crochet. One has even said that the Dodgers made a pitch and the White Sox turned him down. But that's not the only weakness that the Dodgers have. It is possible, if you think about it, that the Dodgers can cobble together a pretty decent rotation when their pitchers get healthy. They have a bunch of them on the injured list, right? Clayton Kershaw hasn't pitched this year. Walker Buehler, they're trying to tinker with his delivery. Yoshinobu Yamamoto comes to mind. A bunch of them. But the outfield is easily the weakest it's been in years, and that was before Jason Hayward got hurt a couple of days ago. The Athletic, we said Ken Rosenthal said pitching. The Athletic, on the other hand, thinks it's a near certainty that the Dodgers will address the outfield at the trade deadline. Because the only person out there that they have faith in is Teoscar Hernandez, out and left. The current plan appears to have James Outman facing right-handed pitching. Andy Pages is going to play every day. He'll bounce between right and center. And maybe Miguel Vargas gets some playing time somewhere. Outman, by the way, as previously forecast, was summoned back to the major leagues. Hayward went on the disabled list, or injured list as they call it now. Outman did collect a hit in his return yesterday. We mentioned a few minutes ago about Lakers rumors and how they never come true. Speaking of rumors that will not be coming true, the LA Times a couple of days ago suggested the Clippers were all after Miles Bridges forward, which is a delightful change of pace because the cops were once after Miles Bridges. They're not now, they just once were. But I digress. Anyway, Bridges isn't coming to LA. He decided to stay in Charlotte, which is a hell of a thing if you think about it, right? I mean, I would assume that the Clippers kind of had to offer him significantly less than what Charlotte could. Because damn sure, if you were going to try to play for a better team, you damn sure ain't staying in Charlotte. Now, it is true that the Clippers no longer have Paul George. It's also true that you never know when Kawhi Leonard's going to be able to play. And it's also true that James Harden can't score like he used to. But what the Clippers lack in star power, they appear to be making up for it in weirdos. You might recall they signed a guy last year, Josh Primo, who was run out of San Antonio for creepy behavior with a female employee. Eventually he signed with the Clippers, now he's apparently a free agent again. But the Clippers, they needed to hit their weirdo quotient. They appear to be welcoming a former lottery pick named Kai Jones, who ran himself out of Charlotte with a series of social media posts that really suggested he needed a wellness check. In one of these posts, he was sweating profusely in a clip that sounded like he was speaking in tongues. Then he goes on Twitter, he disrespects teammates LaMelo Ball, Brandon Miller, Mark Williams, and then claims that he could beat former owner Michael Jordan in one-on-one. Even later, he tweeted, "I'm God," followed by more emojis than a girl you would see texting somebody else in junior high. Now, not to go too deep in theology with you guys, but I'm here to tell you, I'm really certain that Kai is not God because I've read the Bible and I know that God created us in his own image, and I just really know he wouldn't dye his afro green. I'm starting to think that if the Clippers really wanted to do something shocking in the offseason, they ought to consider adding someone to the roster who has well adjusted on the scouting reports. Hey, here's a scouting report. Nice jump shot, scrappy defender, never placed on a 72-hour hold by the authorities. Can you swing that, Clippers? Can you do that for a player transaction for once? I mean, something that would actually, I realize you want to get some interest going into the new Intuit Dome, but if the Intuit Dome actually turns out to be a psych ward, I'm not buying tickets. But you let me know what you think in the comments thread. Are you okay with the amount of a pay cut that LeBron James is taking? And do you think they could actually add an impact player with the mid-level exemption? What do you think about the Dodgers at the trade deadline? Pitching, outfield, or both? And if you enjoy the content, don't forget to subscribe to Faithful Angelenos. We're talking LA sports every single day here. Thank you for watching. I'm James. We'll be back later tonight with a rapid recap of Galaxy Soccer. Faithful Angelenos is a Kian Portel Queso production. Take care.